Welcome to the 10th and final workout of the Equestrian Fitness program. Congrats if you've made it all the way through. That is a huge accomplishment. So what's next? This is the biggest question that I've received, and I do have a couple pieces of advice. First piece of advice is that you can't assume that your new strength and fitness level is going to stay with you. It really does have to be maintained. This leads into my second piece of advice, which is that you should really be doing some sort of exercise outside of the saddle. We all know that horseback riding is an amazing form of exercise and a good workout, but in order to optimize your performance and really help your body with the sport, you need to give it some sort of variability, so doing different types of exercise. So ideally, you could kind of alternate between some form of cardio and strength training a few times a week, 2 or 3. And then in terms of your stretching and core strengthening, that should really be done every single day of the week. Core strengthening does not need to be a big workout. You've now learned a whole bunch of different exercises that do help with the core. So if you even only do a couple minutes each day, that's amazing. It's actually better to do core strengthening in small bouts rather than doing a ton all at once. The other option is that you could redo the whole program, just challenging yourself even more with the intensity level. So we started out with mainly just 1 set, 10 repetitions for the majority of exercises. Good way to challenge yourself is bump it up to 2 sets of 10 repetitions. Once that gets easy, you go to 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Once you can do that with ease, there's no problems. That's when you try to increase the weight or resistance that you are using for the exercises that need that. So if you do increase your weight or resistance, then you start all over with 1 set of 10 repetitions and build your way back up again. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you do have any questions about that, I'm always open to answering questions, so feel free to reach out to me. Now, with all that said, we do have a couple more exercises to get through this week to complete our program, so we will get right to it. The first one we're going to do are tricep dips. So I'm just going to set myself up here. Okay, so the first step of a tricep dip is really setting up your posture. So you want to roll your shoulders back into a good position. Your hands are going to come right underneath your shoulders. You're going to bring your legs out and your bum out. And all you're going to do is keep your shoulders down as you start to lower and then push yourself back up. A couple mistakes that some people make is as they come down, they end up shrugging the shoulders up, which is what we don't want to do because it can put a lot of strain in through the shoulders. The other thing people do is kind of move too much just from the bum and the legs. So really all the work should be coming in through elbows and shoulders. Two more. Good. Okay, for the next exercise, I want you to grab a weight. You are going to get into your kind of leaned back posture that we did earlier on in the series to do some of our isometric core exercises. With your weight, you're just going to rotate to one side and then to the other. If this feels quite easy for you, I want you to challenge yourself even more by lifting your feet up off the ground as you do it. Okay. From there, you're going to lie down onto your back. You're going to come up into your glute bridge position, one leg straight out. You're going to bring it out to the side and back in, just doing oscillating sideways movements. This is an exercise that if it gets too easy, you can definitely put a TheraBand around the thighs to help add some resistance. And we'll do the other side. Good. Okay, next we're going to come into our plank position. We are going to alternate between front plank to side plank. So you start in your front plank position. You're going to roll up into your side plank, down, and then you're going to go the opposite direction. Do 3 more. Okay, we're going to do a variation of last week's exercise for our next one. So you're going to come forward into your warrior 3 type position, then come into a backwards lunge. So last week we were going into a side lunge. This week we're going backwards. All right, we'll do the other side. Okay, from there, we're going to do something called inchworms. So you're going to bend forward towards your toes, then you're going to walk your way out into a plank position and walk yourself back in. And we'll do 10 of those. Okay, for your last exercise, you're going to use your TheraBand. I have a loop tied in one end that I'm going to put my foot through, and then I just have a really thick knot on the other side to keep it on the other side of the door. So you're going to get into kind of a stride stance position, and you're going to pull that leg up, opposite arm comes forward as if you're running, and do repetitions of that. So we'll really challenge your hip stabilizers on the leg that's on the ground, and your balance and your coordination between left and right sides. Okay, I just switched it to the other leg. Same idea, opposite arm and leg. We have made it to the end of the series. We have gone over how our biomechanics affects our horses, what some of the common problems are that I see in riders, and what some exercises are to target these problems and fix our overall alignment in the saddle. There's so much in this program that is beneficial to riders of all levels and in all disciplines, so I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And please feel free to reach out to me if you have any further questions, or if you are interested in continuing with some sort of one-on-one consultation, we can always discuss that as well.